자, 일단 한번 가보도록 하겠습니다. 제가 이번에 할 게임은 공주를 죽여야 하는 게임. 근데 잔인한 요소가 많다고 하네요. 주의사항, 해당 게임은 공포게임이며 전체 이용가가 아닙니다. 슬레이더 프린세스는 광감인성 발작과 드문 경우 멀미를 유발할 수 있는 특수효과를 포함하고 있습니다. 어두운 곳에서 어떤 두려움을 마주하게 되더라도 따뜻한 마음을 가지고 들여다봐주세요. 잘못된 엔딩은 없습니다. 잘못된 선택도 없습니다. 오직 새로운 관점과 새로운 시작만이 존재합니다. 이것은 사랑에 관한 이야기입니다. 사랑이라고 하기에는 이런 거는 사랑이라고 보기에는 조금 그렇지 않나 싶지만은 시작해볼게요. 챕터 1 공주와 영웅.
슬레이더
You're on a
먹고
path
Ooh.
in the woods,
Yep.
and at the end of that path is a cabin,
근데요?
and in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
근데 왜 세상이 멸망하는데? 탐색, 멸망? 그게 무슨 소리지? 탐색, 애초에 공주를 가둬놨기 때문에 공주가 세상을 끝내놓으려 하는 거 아니야? 여기다 반대다 놓을게. 나 말고 다른 사람에게 맡길 순 없는 거야? 됐어, 안 할래. 내가 세상이 끝장난다고 해도 신경 쓰지 않을 거라는 생각은 안 한 거야? 등등이 있네요. 선택지가 되게 많은데? 멸망? 근데 그게 무슨 소린데?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
오. 하지만 지하실에 갇힌 공주가 어떻게 세상을 끝장낸다는 거야? 공주가 왜 위험한지 설명하지 않는다면 난 죽이지 않겠어. 그 말의 증거는 애초에 공주를 가둬놓았기 때문에 세상을 끝내려는 거 아니야. 와, 이거 엄청 대박인데. 스크롤이 있네? 좋았어. 군주의 목을 치러 가볼까? 혁명 만세. 아, 그렇군. 설명해줘서 고마워. 근데 난 먼저 이유를 알고 싶어. 뭐랄까, 이거 약간 하는 스타일이 MBTI 검사하는 느낌인데? 저는 이걸로 해볼게요. 지하실에 갇힌 공주가 어떻게 세상을 끝장내는데?
Don't linger on the specifics. You
에?
have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're
안
all
알려주면서
counting.
하래. 뭐야? 사소한 곳에 신경 쓰지 말라고? 아니, 공주를 죽이지 않으면은 세상이 멸망한다는데 그게 사소한가? 어? 애초에 공주를 가둬놨기 때문에 세상을 끝장내려는 거 아니야?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste
맞아,
even
네가
more of
어떻게
our
아는데?
time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic
이런
lens
시간에
through
얘기를
which to view
해주지.
this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point.
오두막에서
If the
나면 세상이
princess
끝나?
leaves the cabin, the world will end. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Everything.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
일단 오두막에 가서 공주와 대화해보겠어. 만약에 정말 공주가 네 말대로 사악하다면 내가 공주를 죽일지도 모르지. 직접 만나보기 전엔 아무것도 단정지을 생각 없어. 나는 이게 좀 가까울 것 같아. 님들이라면? 오케이, 이해했어. 빨리 끝내러 가자고. 혁명 만세라고요? 군주의 목을 치러 가볼까? 혁명 만세! 나라면은 일단은 대화를 해보고 싶습니다.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning.
그럼 그냥 오두막을 요새로
prepared to hear
고수하면
her
되는
out,
거 아니야?
She could easily trap you in her
그러게.
web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed
거짓말을
words,
들으면
the
들을수록
harder
빠져나올 수
it'll be
없게
to
된대.
pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
좋아, 대화해보자.
You make your
야,
way up
여기야?
the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're
영웅의
supposed to
목소리.
save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
오두막에 들어간다. 하나밖에 선택을 못하네요. 집 누가 지었냐?
The interior
Wow.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a blade is your implement.
아
You'll
고작
need
이거야?
it if you want to do
아
this
확실하게
right.
끌려면 총을 줘야지. 단검을 가져간다. 지하실에 들어간다. 혹시 위험한 친구일 수도 있잖아. 가져가긴 하자.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world
어떤
without
친구인지
it.
모르니까. 지하실에 들어간다.
The door to the
Whoa.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
축축한 공기가
This
흐르고
is
있어.
an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and
일단
damp,
공주 얼굴
a
보고
hint of
죽일지 말지
rot
정하죠.
filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
목소리 어떤지 들어볼까?
Who's there?
아, 내 취향은 아닌데?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
안녕. 그냥 괜찮은지 보러 왔어. 안녕, 널 죽이러 왔는데? 계단에 내려간다. 너무 상쾌하지 않아, 3번은? 안녕, 널 죽이러 왔어. 그냥 괜찮은지 보러 왔어. 안녕, 널 죽이러 왔는데?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
갇혀있는 친구 치고는 굉장히
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise.
당당하네.
Good luck,
잘하는
hero.
짓입니다. 비꼼당함.
You walk down the stairs
오.
and lock eyes with the princess.
오.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
근데
binding her to the far wall of the basement.
하나는 풀려 있네요.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
그니까.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
예. 뭐 그럴 리가. 내가 왜 그러겠어. 농담이 아니었어. 아직 결정하지 않았어. 대화하러 왔을 뿐이야. 아직 결정하지 않았어.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
근데 이렇게 묶여 있는 주제에
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just
저런
drop the
식으로
blade and talk things out.
말을 하면
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we
지금
talk to
영웅은
her.
벌써 육수
Maybe she really
됐는데?
is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
단검을 떨어뜨린다. 단검을 단단히 친다. 아 근데 어떤 친구인지 모르니까 떨어뜨릴 순 없어.
You ignore the trembling in your hands. and
저런
tighten your
표정이면
grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get
근데
close enough to
공주
use
성격이
it.
내가 생각한 거랑 전혀 다른데?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
대화를 하고 싶은데 허풍이 아니라면? 우릴 죽인다면 어떡하지? 비무장 상태인 게 확실한 거야?
I'm positive.
그럴 겁니다.
I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it
불안한데?
before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
단검을 떨어뜨릴 생각은 없어. 너가 누군지
Then I'm not
모르니까.
talking to you.
강한데. 좋아, 그럼 교착 상태네. 단검을 진 채로 공주를 노려본다. 단검을 떨어뜨린다. 공주를 죽인다. 너 기존세야? 나도 기존세야.
You stare at the princess, squinting.
언니야, 눈을 왜 그렇게 떠?
She squints back.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
정말 대화할 생각 없어?
Yeah, I'm sure.
새침대기네.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
아, 어떡할까? 공주를 죽일까? 단검을 떨어뜨릴까? 근데 왠지 해설자 말대로 하면 또 안 될 것 같은 느낌이긴 해. 일단 난 대화를 하고 싶긴 하거든? 떨어뜨릴게.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to
이쁘니까
the floor
믿어보자.
with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better
눈이
judgment,
엄청 크시네.
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face,
꺼는 거 봐.
unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping
그럴까?
to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
한쪽은 어떻게
You're going to
부렸을까?
need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
그래, 어색하군. 아, 그 안개? 지금 날 유혹하는 거야? 어떻게 해야 널 여기서 나가게 할 수 있지? 난 네가 세상을 멸망시킬 거라고 해서 왔어. 네가 세상을 멸망시킬 거라는 걸 사람들이 시킬 거라는 사람들이 있는데 거기에 대해 할 말 있어? 이거 하면 나 죽을 것 같아서.
Don't just tell her that.
어? 알려주면 안 돼?
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you
그러니까
why I'm
알고 있는 게
allegedly so
아니었네.
dangerous?
여기서 나가면 뭘 할 생각이지? 충분히 들었지. 내가 알려줄 거라 생각했는데. 하지만 알려주지 않은 이유가 있겠지. 솔직히 말하면 널 믿는 쪽으로 마음이 기울고 있어.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where
공주가
to
진짜
start.
공주가 맞나? 싶긴 하네.
I believe her.
아휴.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world,
맞아.
but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point.
응.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or
얘가?
that I'd do any other number of
그
good
목소리가
things
너무
that I'm
못돼
sure you
보이지 않아?
think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
목소리가
뭐
좀
공주
허스키해
몸에서
보인다고? 나는 좀
감사능이라도
더
나오나?
약간 What? 약간 이런 식으로 얘기했으면 Do you? 좀 뭐야 육수 팡팡 결혼해요 했을 텐데 지금 너무
She's right about one
무서워요.
thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
가냘픈 공주 이미지는 아니야.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This
위험에
is
대한
about
이야기라고요.
risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
관계? 지금 날 유혹하는 거야?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other.
어떻게 해야 여기서 널 나가게 할 수 있지? 이름이 뭐지?
She hesitates before answering.
왜 망설여?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty.
응?
Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics.
이름도 안
No matter how
알려준다고?
hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
여기 얼마나 오래 있었어?
Too long.
어떻게 해야 여기서 널 나가게 할 수 있는데?
You can't. Don't bother.
못한다고?
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
무서워.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. She is. I'm sure of it.
대화는 이제 충분해.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
아, 어떡해. 공주를 죽인다. 나갈 수 있게 도와주지. 너를 좀 더 여기 갖다 줄 거야. 아. 근데 그냥 죽이고 도망가고 싶긴 한데. 죽이면 어떻게 되지?
You charged the princess, blade in
잠깐만.
hand,
잠깐만.
but unfortunately
잠시만.
your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down
공주가
her sleeve
소매에서
and
칼을
catches
꺼내
you.
당신의 목을 긋습니다?
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly
그냥 공주가
before you
아닌데?
run out of time.
죽는다. 마무리한다.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
somehow I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
챕터 2 칼날. 이게 뭐야? 그냥 죽는 거야 이러고?
You're on a path in the
Eh?
woods, and at the end of that path
이장인데
is a
똑같은데?
cabin. You're here to slay her.
데자뷰가 느껴지는데? 이거 일어났던 일 아니야? 난 죽었을 텐데 왜 내가 여기 있는 거지?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
죽은 적이 없는데 두 번째 질문이라고? 뭐야 이게? 방금 말했잖아요. 공주를 죽이기 위해 여기
If he
있어.
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us
배신감의
again.
목소리.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were
뭔가
sure she didn't
인격이
have a
하나
weapon on her,
추가됐네?
you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we
맞아.
charged her, she started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons.
내가 왜 네 말을 들어야 돼? 이 모든 일에 의미가 있긴 해.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
아, 그건 그런데.
We did exactly what you said.
아, 그건 그렇긴 한데.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare.
아,
In which
할
case,
말이
I
없네.
should be
그러니까.
held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right.
이번
And I
공주를
believe your
믿어볼까
other
한번?
question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of
차라리
doing
그게 나으시.
anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the
뭘까?
question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to
배신감
everyone else?
목소리 맛있어.
She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least she just
Oh,
caught us by
실수로 하나
surprise
넘겼어.
last time. She
Oh,
can't
no.
do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip. You'll save the world in no time at all.
공주에 대해
Just
얘기해보자.
be quick about it.
지난번에 우린 서로를 죽였어. 그런 일이 생기지 않으리라고 어떻게 확신하지? 지난번에 공주가 한 짓이라고는 날 찔러 죽인 것밖에 없는데 그런 사람이 어떻게 세상을 멸망시킨다는 거야?
She just can. But she's still only a
아, 해설자 너무
princess.
열받아.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is.
지난번에 우리는 서로를 죽였어. 사람들이 그녀를 가뒀다면 왜 그자들은 공주를 죽이지 않은 거지?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
그러니까 뭐 선택받은 용사 같은 건가?
If anyone's special here, it's her.
숨기는 게
Told
뭐지?
you everything you need to know.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
무기가 있다니까. 지금 거짓말쟁이. 죽여버려 그냥.
Great. Now,
일단 오두막에 가볼게요.
a warning.
어
Before
뭔데?
you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from
거짓말과
slaying her.
속임수 모든 세법을 쓸 거다.
Don't
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing
그냥
this, aren't
공주를
we?
한번 풀어봐
I'll say
주자.
you're
세계가
lost,
어떻게
I'm stuck here with
멸망하는지.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
오두막에 들어간다. 그냥 세상이 멸망해도 되는 거 아니야?
The interior
Oh.
of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards. Their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass.
아까랑 너무
The only
다른데?
furniture of note is a pointed table
오두막이
with
왜-
a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
큰일 났는데? 지난번이랑 달라.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
거울에 다가간다.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't
뭔가
much to see
한바탕
here.
싸운 거일까?
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
거울을 닦는다.
You reach forward and
어?
rub your hand
뭐야?
against the cabin wall.
손이
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
사람이
Now it's
아닌가?
gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
괴물 손인데 완전히? 너무 당황스러워. 단검을 가져가는 게 큰 의미가 있을까 여기서? 위험할 수도 있을 것 같긴 한데 그냥 지하실에 한번
Are we
들어가
really
볼게요.
doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
근데 내 손 보면 그냥 손으로도 죽일
Once
수
again, I'd like to
있겠던데.
remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right. This would be a lot easier if you had
저런
the blade.
모습인데도 대화하자고 한 공주가 천사네.
그니까 공주가 착한 거였어 알고 보면. 갑자기 생각이 바뀔.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
와 분위기가 완전 달라.
The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below.
That's right. Scraping.
뭔 소리 들려?
Told you she has something.
여기
That
소리.
sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries
이게
up
뭔
the
소리야?
stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
야 단검
There is
가져와.
something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
단검 가져와.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp
생긴 것도
eyes
다르다.
following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for
야
that,
저
are we?
딱 봐도 다르다.
She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
한쪽 사슬은 아까도 풀려 있긴 했어.
What are you waiting for? You are you're here to rescue me, right?
내가 다가가면 날 찔러 죽이려고? 지난번엔 무슨 일이 있었는지 기억나?
Last time, if somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
기억하네?
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that
아,
clearly
루프인가 봐.
didn't
그럼 이
happen.
첫인상 조졌는데?
Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her?
조졌다,
She's
이거.
obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the
그니까.
start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension
조졌네,
hopping
이거.
or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
정확히 그거잖아. 기억하고 있네. 네가 칼이 있는 거 다 알아. 칼을 버린 다음에 여기서 나가게 해줄게. 나도 널 믿고 싶지만 지금 너무 미심쩍게 걸잖아. 대화로 해결하면 안 될까?
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me
미안해.
out.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her. She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she
야,
has the
저
means to actually do it.
손을 숨기고 있는데 해설자가 제일 나쁜
But you know who
애야.
has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste
어떡하지?
any more time getting stuck in your head.
기억하고 있네
Would
나.
I just lie? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound?
야, 근데
Please
죽일 게
stop dawdling.
없어.
This is
이번엔
only going to end
풀어줄
with
거야.
violence. Postponing
그거
the
말고
inevitable is
없겠어.
only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
내가 다가가면 날 찔러 죽이려고.
What? No! No! I wouldn't
딱 봐도
stab
거짓말이야.
you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're... We're clearly still figuring out...
각을 재는
We
죽이잖아.
don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No. I have my dignity. Fine. And will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
나 너 믿고 싶어.
That's so rude of you. Passing silly little bird-faced thinks
팔
he's
조금
so
내렸다.
serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. He doesn't. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
우린 지난번에 서로 죽였어. 되풀이하고 싶지 않아.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here? Right
알고
now.
있으면서 모른
Both of
척하네
us
계속.
normal and unstabbed.
내가 널 내보내주면 뭘 할 생각이지? 아무도 죽을 필요 없어. 난 무기가 없어. 난 열쇠가 없어. 네가 칼이 있는 거 알아. 열쇠 없다고 얘기해볼까?
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea.
안 돼. 이거 죽이려고 한다 나.
You won't be able to. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored?
뭐가
That's
질렸어?
absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's captured. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
와 이게 뭐야 갑자기?
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it,
어떻게
really.
이제?
Now what are we
이러면
going to do?
어떻게 이겨?
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
and those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment.
너무 무서운데?
She looks down at them with something between annoyance and
지금
confusion.
자르고 오는 거 아니겠지?
Then he slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run. You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to
오두막이잖아.
outpace. We don't make it. No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
이미 죽인 거 아니야?
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
도주 불가.
You're on a path in the woods.
이번엔 또 다른 곳이네.
Keep doing this over and over and over again. We're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting.
근데
in the
공주를
fucking
어떻게
cabin.
회귀시킬 방법이
What?
없을까?
The interior of the cabin is sharp.
뭐야?
A constricting
또
mess
다른
of
곳이네?
curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the
큰일
cards
났다.
now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually...
Is this fun for you?
절망의
It's not
목소리도
fun
있다.
for me. I don't like being
지금
sliced to
다중인격되고
pieces.
있어 나.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
This is our third?
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person. Let's just stay focused, shall we?
아니 근데 내가 공주를 죽여도 세가가 이렇게
Only
된
furniture
거잖아.
of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched.
We take it.
챙긴다고?
Okay,
뭐
sure,
강제로
you take the
챙겼어.
blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
And then we throw it out the window.
아니,
What?
That blaze is the only edge we have. We are not too late because we already did it, didn't we?
Fortunately for the rest of you,
실화야?
and me, and
트롤했어.
the world,
That is horribly
조졌네,
unfair.
이거.
He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like. We're the one who made us pick it up. See, you're not the only one who can.
아
figure out
이제
how to
내
do
마음대로 할 수가 없겠는데 이거?
what's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it.
You're all so mad at each other. I'm just going to sit here quietly in the corner. You can be the ones to figure out what to do.
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to?
I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door.
문이
You know
없는데?
what doors are.
But there isn't a door. It's just that mirror again.
There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
거울에 다가간다.
You make
자꾸
your way to
다른
the
게
door at the end
보일까?
of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
거울을 닦는다.
Oh.
괜찮아, 괜찮아.
You reach forward and
문이
place your hand
열렸네.
on the door to the basement. It
거울은
creaks
무슨
open.
뜻일까요?
And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good. Guess it's time for us to see her again.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward,
Oh.
but you don't get a
Oh,
chance to
미끄러졌어.
linger on the
안 돼!
basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional
길이
and
미끄럼틀이야.
unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
As your body
이번에도
tumbles onto the
왔다.
basement landing,
아, 얘
the form of the
어떡해?
princess comes
얘
into
못
view,
꼬시나?
Riley smiling
꼬실 수
at
있을
you
것
from a
같은데?
distance.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
연기를 안 한대.
And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny. That's a joke. I'm going to kill you now.
Yes,
진짜?
that was extremely silly. Whoever did that.
반항심 너
Probably a bad
때문이잖아.
idea. That was you.
I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
This is why we've already lost.
지금 내 생각 같기도 하고.
Bickering with ourselves.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades.
아니 얘는 왜
glistening
굳이
with her
여기
blood,
갇혀 있는
the
거지?
empty
이해가
flesh
안
of her
가네.
arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
그러니까 얘는 날 죽이면 이득이 뭔데?
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
All right, I'm out of
Oh,
ideas.
shit.
What we doing?
물론 싸워야지. 살살 구슬리면서 뛰어보자. 대화로 해결하지 못할 건 없어. 접근하되 공주가 우리 찌르지 못하게 할 거야. 피할 수 있잖아, 안 그래? 아쉽네. 유혹하면 되잖아. 패닉한다. 유혹하자고? 선택지가 더 있네. 공주가 우릴 찔러 죽이게 놔둘 거야. 선택지가 형편없어. 다른 걸 생각한다. 라는 게 있기는 하네요. 다른 거 뭐가
Yeah,
있을까?
that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
그 사이 죽는다면?
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
But you don't have time to finish your thought before she closes the distance. And then she skewers you. Ow! What a surprise.
뭔가 하긴 했어야
We
됐나
don't even get a
봐.
second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we
죽을
die.
때마다 늘어나네.
Did we die? Nah. We'd know if we died. Your Honor. No, you're in. Where are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely... This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died. Yes. That.
근데 팔이 너무
I've
징그러워.
lost count, to be
못 보겠어.
honest.
I haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
얘
I guess we
어떡하지?
don't have
진짜
time to talk
죽여야
about
되나?
these
근데
before the
사랑
princess
이야기라며. 이게
advances.
어떻게 사랑 이야기야?
Okay.
이 얀데레야
Whatever
뭐야?
we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Come on, show me something new.
어떡하지?
Okay, plan now.
공주가 우리를 찔러 죽이게 놔둘 거야. 감각을 느끼지만 않는다면 공주도 우리를 아프게 하지 못해. 유혹하면 되잖아. 유혹하자. 헤이. 효과는 없다. 그녀가 당신을 죽이고 또 죽인다. 당신의 의식이 살아나고 또 살아나는 것을 반복하며 기억은 흐트러지고 일어나는 싸움의 일부분만을 유지한다.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. Skewers you.
You're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you. More noise isn't helping. It's just making it harder to focus. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. She skewers you.
칼이 엄청 많은데?
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
It doesn't matter how many times this takes. We can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be
점점
stuck here
괴물화가
forever, I
되는
wouldn't have
거냐?
done that. Just panic.
Oh, shit.
Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. She's going to
어떡해,
kill this
이거?
body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers
어.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something. Can't you
팔에서
feel
칼이
it?
몇 개나 나오는
Well,
거야.
fine.
그니까
One last time. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that.
기회주의자래.
I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
착한 내면이 있을까? 없을 것
She
같은데?
skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
「
She skewers you.
「
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
죽일 걸 그냥. 밑빠진 독.
Your Honor, don't lose your head.
끊어버렸네.
Take it from here. No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke,
야, 큰일 났다
universe.
이거.
A sick joke.
그냥 처음에 죽였어야 됐나봐 진짜.
If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. Yeah, mind over matter.
Who needs violence when you
그러니까 첫 단추를 잘못 끼운 건지 아니면 원래 이런
needs
친구인지
love
모르겠네.
when you've mastered yourself?
어려운데 좀?
Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Well, boys, are we ready? There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing them?
아 맞아. 그러니까 루프 반복할수록 또 공주가 강해지는 것 같아. 원래 저런 괴물까진 아니었는데.
Leave it to the pros.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? Don't care. Just want to see how this ends. Fine. Make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
무서워.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like
끝이
that.
안 나나 봐.
I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just
뭐야?
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to
그
hear about
와중에
the new thing.
궁금함.
Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
here we go. Now.
뭔데?
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. It becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
그럼 괴물인데?
Yes! Behold, the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her? That looked painful.
진짜 칼날여왕이야, 칼날여왕.
How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs.
아.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us.
This is all just a sick joke.
We're screwed.
아니 근데 이러면은
I'm done. Forget.
난 원래 해피엔딩을 좀
Narrator,
가지고 싶은데 조용히 해 조용히 해!
What just happened? It's so quiet.
그도 비운다.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel
완전
different.
사라졌어.
Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
당신은 공주가 다가와도 움직이지 않는다. 대신 그녀가 당신의 형체를 공격하게 놔둔다. 그러나 그 자리엔 아무것도 없다. 공주는 계속해서 당신에게 칼날을 휘두르지만 당신은 그 자리에 존재하지
This
않는다.
worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
그녀가 다시 휘두른다. 이번엔 칼날이 무언가에 닿는다. 혹은 무언가가 닿았구나. 그녀가 혼란스러운 듯 구부러진 자신의 팔을 내려다본다.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me and I've done so much to you and... That's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No, I'm the one who hurts you.
공주가 당신에게 달려든다. 그 순간 그녀의 금속 몸체가 바깥으로 휜다. 당신이 밀어내는 힘이 그녀를 완전히 파괴시킨다. 금속이 휘는 새소리가 잦아들자 작고 섬세한 무언가가 당신의 손에 떨어진다. 그녀의 심장이다. 당신의 손바닥 안에서 부드럽고 침착하게 역동하고 있다. 아무 말소리도 없다. 무언가가 그녀를 데려가고 그 자리에 무언가를 남겨두었다. 거울에 다가간다. 당신은 그렇게 한다. 자신을 바라본다. 당신이 유리에 손을 대자 침묵이 내린다. 안에 무엇이 들었는지 확인할 시간이다. 당신이다. 당신은 텅 빈 공간에 혼자 서 있다. 고요하다. 오두막에 본다. 이게 뭐? 저기 뭐야? 당신은 오두막에 있다. 그녀에게 다가간다.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
이게 뭐지? 넌 뭐야?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
고독한 빛. 그게 무슨 뜻이야?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
넌 내가 뭐라 생각해?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
연약한 그릇이 뭐지?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
이게 세상의 멸망이야?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
혹시 해설자에 대해 알아?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
네가 공주를 죽이려고 날 보낸 거야?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and
아이고. 네가 공주야?
she is part of me, and part of me is her.
네가 처음부터 공주였다는 거야? 아니면 네 일부분으로 네가 공주를 네 일부분으로 만든 거야?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
우린 서로 아는 사이야?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
바깥의 세상에 대해 알아?
I know only that they are.
그녀를 풀어줘.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
이제 어떻게 되지?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are
이거
worlds
어떻게 해야 돼?
beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
공주의 그릇을 가져와 달라. 아, 얘도 수상한데? 내가 널 죽일 방법을 찾을까봐 두렵지 않아?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
난 어디까지 잊어버리게 되지?
Everything.
네 조각들은 얼마나 더 찾아야 되지?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find.
내가 허락하지 않겠다면. 난 공주를 죽여달라는 부탁을 받았어. 내가 널 도우면 세상을 파괴할 거야?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To
파괴하겠다는 것
destroy is
같은데?
merely to reshape. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling. Then we will be here forever.
어떻게 해야 될까? 너무 어렵다 이거 게임. 아, 나 같은 선택장애한테 이런 거를 시키다니 너무 어려운데? 가냐 안 가냐인데? 그치? 아, 퀵세이브 있다고? 세이브 하나 해둘까? 있게 하면 어떻게 되지?
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
이러면 다시 하는 거네.
You're on a path. You're here to
오.
거절했다가 저 모든 손에서 검이 튀어나오는 거 아니겠지?
저번에 안전 공주를 믿어볼까? 오도막을 봐서.
You make your way up. We're not gonna go. Ignore him.
엄마.
The interior blade.
지하실에 가.
The door to the base. Her voice
Hello?
is
좀
hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you.
안녕. 그냥 괜찮은지 보러 왔어. 구해주러 왔어.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
그래, 이게 내가 생각했던 공주 목소리야. 그래,
You walk down the
이거지.
stairs and lock
아까는
eyes
너무
with the
기존세
princess.
여자였단 말이야.
There's a heavy chain around
하?
her
하는
wrist,
약간.
binding her. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot right.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
아, 목소리 너무 다른데? 그 전에 이야기를 좀 하자.
Okay.
좀 다른데? 이름이 뭐지?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title?
공주
What if it's
공주.
both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
그럼 공주가 이름인 건가?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
아무 말 없이 가서 단검을 가져온다. 널 이런 식으로 가져다니 당장 꺼내줄게. 족쇄를 살펴본다. 이거 나 찌를 것 같은데 얘?
You're only making
공주
this
지켜!
more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
공주 최고!
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and
표정
give
봐라.
them a tug. They're large and heavy. Far too...
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the
잠깐만.
princess away down here intended for her to
너
never
그런
see the
식으로
light of
나오면
day.
나 굉장히 불안한데? 열쇠가 없다면 다른 좋은 생각 있어?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
내가 아까 그걸
If we were stuck
봤는데
down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a
자꾸
lock
실드
sliding
치네.
into place.
잠깐만.
Is someone else here?
어이, 문 열어.
Your shouts and pleas are met with, I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess.
문을
You
열어본다.
try the door. It's locked from the
잠겼어.
outside.
다시 내려갈까요?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
어떡하지?
This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
나 당금도 없는데. 어떡하지?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
야, 근데 너 그거 할 수 있잖아, 그거.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clack. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
아니야, 근데 나 이번에 저런 거 죽이면 공주 너무 미안하잖아. 저거 보고 으악 하면서 죽여버리면 너무 미안하잖아. 아, 공주 지켜. 공주가 저래도 애가 얼마나 착한 친구인데. 아니야, 우리 공주 나랑 같이 나가기로 했어. 공주를 구한다.
Fine. Against your better judgment,
이 눈망울 좀
you place the
보세요.
blade against the ragged,
예?
self-inflicted
초롱초롱한
wound on the
눈망울.
princess's arm.
저를
Just a
믿고
few
있잖아요.
cuts into her flesh.
어우,
The blade is sharp,
Oh,
and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
그러네? 강인한데?
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. Blood from her wounded arm dripping
아니야,
rhythmically
하지만
to the
이뻐.
ground.
괜찮아. 우리
How is she still smiling after everything?
나가면
It's
모두가
like she isn't
시작이야.
even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
잠긴 문으로
No,
다가간다.
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
이번엔 지켜주기로 했으니까.
I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess
안 돼!
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
공주를 죽인다. 경고한다.
Stop that.
공주 도망가!
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance
어떡해.
to
나 이번엔 진짜 잘해줄라 했는데.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
공주를 죽인다. 저항한다.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains
저
frozen
모습을
in
어떻게
stubborn
죽여?
resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
내 마음을 알아줬어.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid
역시 우리
hands.
공주 내 마음을
What
알아줬구나.
are you doing?
그런 거였어.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
공주?
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture.
갑자기
Two of you literally
칼질을.
doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you.
You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around
미안한 거
you,
맞아?
your limbs unresponsive.
야 이년아.
The princess stares
야,
down
이년아!
your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down
아니
her
내가 널
blood-spattered
지키려고
cheeks.
지금 눈물에 똥구슬
Can't just
했는데.
end like this. Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened.
아니야 울지
Two
마.
of you made your choice. It's over.
너 하나쯤을 지키려면 이 정도 희생쯤은
Everything goes dark,
그럴 수
and
있지.
you die.
울지 마. 나의 작은 고양이. 아 얘들아 진짜 끝이야? 아니 이런 미친.
You're on a path. You're here to.
이 개자식 이제 알겠다. 네 속임수는 더 이상 소용없어.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
홀레이저의
If we're
목소리.
going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Our beloved?
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
다른 인격이
So
나오네.
all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the
선택지마다 인격이
princess are
다르게
in love.
나오는데요.
And
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically.
what can I say? A world without love is a
아 근데
world
이번엔
that
계속
isn't
이걸로
worth.
밀고 가야겠다. 이번에 다를까 그럼?
A
오두막도?
warning. She will lie.
We all.
I think we.
I do.
Sure, don't pay their.
이거 아까 나왔던 거니까 그냥 들어가 볼게요.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
생긴 게
Its
다르네.
stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prison. The blade is your implement.
거울에 다가간다. 벽에 걸린 거울에 대해서 말하지 않았잖아.
You walk up to the wall next to the bed. What are you talking? You reach forward and rub. But there was.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know.
이번에도 그냥
Gallantly sweep her off her feet.
내려가
We have a
볼게요.
feather out of place.
믿음으로 가자. 육수 모드 온이다.
The door to the basement
어라?
creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. But it's still a stone basement.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
그래 내가 얘기한 목소리잖아. 헬라.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too
미치겠네.
far. We barely even know the
벌써
princess.
머릿속으로
You can still
결혼했다고.
do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember you walk down the stairs
좀 더
and lock
이뻐졌어요.
eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear,
미치겠네.
right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can
지금
hear
이미
my
빠졌어.
spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that?
아까 걔랑 똑같은
She
애가
said
전혀 아닌
we're
것 같아.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
이미 둘은 빠졌는데
Waiting for
해설자만
you to come back.
싫어함.
I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she. Only because he made us try and kill her.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but we damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. And you can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another
아우, 내
opportunity
이모습
to
듣기
sweep
싫네.
her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a
영웅이
world, are you
지금
sure
심증.
we want to do this?
We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
지난번에 날 죽였지. 칼 안 가져왔는데 또 잘라줘야 돼. 이거 잠깐만 세이브하자. 세이브하고 물어보고 하면 될 것 같은데? 세이브하고 한번 2번 눌러볼게요.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed,
그냥
we won't
별
even
반응
have to.
없는데?
Do you
What? No, she's a prisoner here. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic smile.
Oh, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence.
질문이 있어. 지난번에 날 죽이고 혹시 세상을 멸망시켰어?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling
그만해!
princess?
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
아니 세상의 멸망을 원하지 않아. 세상이 멸망하든 멸망하지 않든 상관없어. 솔직히 말해서 세상은 역같고 인간은 성가셔. 원하지 않는데?
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Not so sure.
내가 죽고 나서 무슨 일이 있었지?
You died, and now we're talking.
에?
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
공주에게도 전 녀석처럼 명령을 내리는 적이 있는 건가?
She
에?
doesn't. There's no one else like me.
그럴
I
수도?
think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
구하자.
No, I can't let you do that.
어쩔.
If you take another step towards the princess, I'll
네 얼굴?
What? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her. I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And
우리가
doesn't
공주를
the world
막지 않으면
end
세상이
if we don't
멸망하지
stop
않아?
her?
뭐야
You
그냥
approach the
빼주네?
princess and gingerly slide her
근데 너무
hand from her
스윗한데, 지금?
bondage. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
그냥 빠지는데 왜 이거를?
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me.
심지어
this
좀 더
time.
이뻐졌어.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
이번엔 절 죽이려 들지 않으시네요?
The princess jumps up and snuggles you in a joyful embrace. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out
아니
there
이렇게
would be
행복한
saved.
게임이었어?
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have
사랑의
the
힘이
power
있는데
of
무기가
love?
왜 필요하겠어?
What do we do now?
뭘 하고 싶어? 우린 떠날 거야. 뭘 하고 싶은지 평생 동안 천천히 정하면 돼. 뭘 하고
Let me
싶냐 물어보자.
guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What
그니까.
if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave,
음흠.
and I think
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection,
갑자기 변하지만 않으면 돼.
and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
난 네가 원하는 걸 알려주길 바래. 뭔가 원하는 게 있을 거냐. 세상이 멸망을 원해? 궁금하긴 한데 세이브가 지금 되나? 세이브를 하고.
Are you seriously asking her that?
Oh, we've been over this one. No, I do not want to end the world.
거짓말 같아. 뭔가 원하는 게 있을 거
I
아니야.
just want to make you happy.
오. 왜 이래? 이상해. 부금 이상해졌어. 넌 뭘?
I just want to make you happy. Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy. Okay, if that
아
makes you happy.
무서워.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? No! She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? What is that supposed to mean? Do it then.
어? 당신은 또 정막에 와 있다. 당신은 오두막에 있다.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
무서워. 얼마나 변화했어?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern.
이렇게 변하는 기분이 어때?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together.
무서워.
And the breath, it feels correct.
이 모든 게 끝나면 뭘 하고 싶어?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
보이지 않는 벽이 날 가로막았어. 왜 이전과 똑같은 선택을 할 수 없지?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen.
넌 내가 만났던 자들 중에 나를 가장 친절하게 대해줬어. 왜지?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
이 그릇에 대해 어떻게 생각해?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her
당신의
to
손으로
love you,
당신을 사랑하도록
and she'll
빚어진
make for a
그릇이야.
gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
죽은 거야 이렇게? 어떤 그릇을 원하지?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy isn't seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but the wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side.
그러니까 완전 내 선택에 따라 변하는데? 그릇을 얼마나 더 가져와야 되지? 어떤 방향으로 성장하고 싶은지 딱히 원하는 게 없는 거야?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow.
내가 약간 이끌어줘야 되는 건가? 진짜?
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
아까
We will meet again.
저렇게 하지 말고 한 여러 번 계속 탈출만 시켜보자. 어떻게 됐는지 궁금하거든?
You're here.
간다.
You make your way. We're not gonna go.
그냥 무한 구출해주기 해보자.
The blade of this. Don't.
괜찮은지 보러 왔어.
You are?
스윗.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I've been...
세이브 불러와서 하면 안 되지
Downstairs and
않아?
lock eyes with the princess.
그럼 또 반복 아니야?
I am
여기서
begging.
그냥 한 번 더 하면 될 것 같은데? 이렇게 해볼까? 이런
Only
공격하려나?
making
Thank you.
your no. Your they're large.
I'm guessing you don't have the.
Maybe it's doubtful.
Okay, I'll be here.
You attempt some.
문이 닫혀 있어.
It's easier for everyone.
I heard the door.
There's a slight.
If I could just.
She barely pursues.
공주를 구한다. 너 계속 가보겠습니다.
No. No. As the prince. Wait. Watch me.
와, 이걸 막혔네?
Okay. There's no going back now. You bring the blade
와,
down to strike
에바야.
the princess's heart, but she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside, slaying her.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't. Everything goes dark, and you die.
아, 이러면은 다시 또
You're
변하겠네요.
here to slay her.
대화 안 될까?
She will. Don't worry.
마녀가 됐다고?
The interior of the cabin is a
젠장.
mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The blade is your implement. No blade.
야, 마지막 기회가 있을지도 몰라.
Sure, that was also true last time, and we the door
마지막
to the
기회가
basement, the
있을지도.
weak starlight. The air smells of dirt and copper. Her voice.
카랑카랑한 목소리가 들리는데 미안해.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared.
아니, 난 역겹지 않아.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
미안해. 죽일
I
생각
recognize that
없었어.
voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough.
대화로 풀 수 있을지도 모른대.
Unless you
가능할
slay her
수도
right
있어.
away, she's going to break free and end the world. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
진짜 막투로 대화를 해보자. 저거 어떡해. 저렇게 막 안 갈졌어. 근데
entering the
꼬리가
dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
우리 한번 대화로 풀어볼까?
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now.
원하는 게
She's
뭐야?
acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I
해설장 기억
don't.
못하잖아.
But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm just glad we could. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I
다른
don't
세상을
care if you
가정할
think
땐
you'll
관심
go
없어요.
somewhere
저희
else
세계가
after
위태로운
this.
상태라고.
My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where
그래, 대화를 하자.
don't talk to her. You're just going to
시끄러.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
지난번 일은 미안해. 올바른 사과문의 형식? 일단 변명하면 안 됩니다. 일단 변명하면 안 돼요. 지난번 일은 미안 안 하자.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here.
나가게 해줘.
Prove
증명해봐.
it.
난 지난번에 죽었는데 넌 죽지 않았잖아. 이 중에 믿을 수 없는 사람은 너야. 이런 식으로 사과하시면 안 됩니다. 알아. 나 지난번에 엉망이었지. 하지만 더 커다란 음모가 있어. 우리 힘을 합쳐야 돼. 힘을 합쳐야 돼.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering
아
an
해설자 왜 이렇게
arrangement
딴지
that benefits her
걸어?
and her
아까
alone.
공주가 진짜 이뻤다니까. 칼을 가져오지 않았는데 어떻게 풀어주지?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me
몸을
off.
잘라줄 필요는 없어.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards
다
close to her
알면서 다
chest.
할 수 있었으면서 저랬던 거야?
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find
왜-
a way out.
스스로 나올 수 있으면서. 좋아, 여기서 나가자.
Yes. Let's.
아, 얘 약간 지금 배신 각인데.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time
꼬리 한 번만
till you
만져봐도
and
돼?
she are face to face.
오,
She never breaks eye
안
contact,
칼지네?
even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
코가 좀 변했다 너.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do
에이,
now
아무
that
짓도
she's
안
within
한다고.
arm's reach.
에이.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone
진짜
is going to turn
뒤통수
their
칠 것
back on
같은데?
anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows.
근데 나 어떡해? 난 이
We're working
공주와
together.
사랑에
Well,
빠졌어.
if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us.
맞아.
We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
신뢰를
Talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings.
아, 근데
I have to
뭔가
dole
자꾸
out.
얘를 도와주고
If you
싶어.
help her
왠지
out of
모르게.
here, you're going to regret it.
절대 꼬리 때문은 아니고. 가자.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
언젠간
watching every single thing
너를
you do.
개화시키겠어.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels,
너그화.
perhaps even
너그화.
a little closer than you'd like.
공주가 바싹 붙어갑니다?
You're only saying that because you want us to feel
날
nervous.
좋아하는구만.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and
공주.
in no time at all,
공주 나 안 해칠
upstairs
거지,
of the cabin
공주.
is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine.
공주, 우리
Nothing
화이팅 해보자.
You're not even going to wait until you're
으쌰,
through
으쌰.
that door to proudly claim your victory.
영자, 영자.
are you? Why did you just say that?
그만.
I think we know why. You feel something creep into your shoulder.
너
Sharp,
때문이야.
piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven
제발.
stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden
통수
roots,
치네, 그냥.
until finally you both separate with the princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you know what? I'll say it. That we were going to help her.
그니까.
Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done if you considered not being like that. Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
너 자꾸 그런 식으로 굴어?
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after
아니.
everything you've done.
난 잘해줄라 했어. 일어날 수 없어. 널 돕고 있었잖아. 계단 올라갈 생각 없었던 거지.
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, now
기회주의자.
pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, and then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck
진짜
down here with a broken
기회주의자다.
back. There's just one problem with her. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she... you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body
뭐야?
twitches as she tries to get up.
왜 그래?
So she's not as bad as us.
아 얘도 다친 거야?
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silent.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go.
세상을 구한 거야
In
이게?
all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
난 아무것도 안 했는데.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really
나
what's going to happen?
죽는다.
Hello? Are you still there?
그는 대답하지
I
않는다.
think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of
설마
shape.
얘도 그릇이 되나?
I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
하지만 당신은 대답하지 못한다. 이제 떠날
She's
시간이다.
gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror?
괜찮을 거야, 날 믿어. 우린 전에도 여기 왔었고 넌 그때도
It
두려워했어.
feels so bad. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
넌 끝이지만 난 끝이 아니지, 비틱. 당신은
I
거울에
don't like
다가간다.
that silence.
다가가는 순간 목소리들은 멀어진다.
좀 더 변한 모습을 보고 싶었노. 아, 아닙니다.
당신은 또 정막에 와 있다. 당신은 오두막에 있다.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
넌 모순이 아니야. 모순 존재하지 않아. 어떻게 모순으로 존재할 수 있다는 거야?
As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me.
아무리 다시 돌아가도 우리 둘은 매번 서로를 다치게 해. 그 사실이 널 변화시키진 않아. 더 나쁘게 만들진 않아.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse?
오히려 널 더 좋아하게 만들어. 그게 무슨 뜻인지 모르겠어.
It says that your heart is gentle.
이 그릇에 대해 어떻게 생각해?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
우리가 한 세계를 두고 떠날 때 그 세계는 어떻게 되는 거야?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
얼마나 더 가져오지?
We will know when.
한 번 더 갔다 와볼까? 넌 모순이 아니야.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. I am everything that.
돌아갈 준비가 됐어.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
바로 죽이는 건 어떤? 네, 바로 죽이려고요. 그게 해피엔딩인 것 같아서.
You're on up. You're here.
가자.
We're not going to
그거 말고는 없는 것 같아.
the interior.
아무리 봐도
You take the blade from the
미안하지만
door to the her voice.
Who's there?
She sound. Don't let it.
아 그러네. 당금을 챙기면 목소리가 변하네.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk as you
그러네요.
focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
그럴 리가. 결의를 굳히고 다가간다. 뭐 대화. 아니 이러면은 오히려 의심할 것 같아. 그냥 가자.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right?
이거 아까랑 똑같은데?
She's unarmed.
공주를 죽인다.
You lunge forward without a moment's
이러면 마음이
hesitation.
약해지는데?
You feel
거짓말!
flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade
진짜 이렇게
already
바로?
sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive.
이대로 끝은
and
아닐 것
well.
같은데?
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. But is it over? Really?
난 모르겠어. 뭔가 속임수가 있을 것 같은 느낌이야. 당연히 아니지. 너무 쉬웠잖아. 여기는 안 되네? 공주는 죽었어.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs.
좀 다르다.
Close. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
굉장히
You open
불안한데?
the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
What happened?
갑자기 공허가?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
세상을 거한 거 치고 결말이 영 별로인데?
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur.
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
해설자 말 못 들었어. 우린 행복해. 당연히 아니지. 여기서 나갈 방법이라도 있어?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
죽는 걸까?
Blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say. There's only one thing it would want you to use that
야, 이거
blade.
해설자도
I'm afraid that thing
별로네.
is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. Do you not?
아니
There's more for us to
행복이라면
do,
마라떡볶이라도
and the only way
무제한으로
for us to do
주던가.
it
이게
is to
뭐임?
take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
당금을 사용하면 우리가 죽는 거 아니야? 이 지옥에서 나갈 수 있다면요.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
고작 네가 내 죽음을 감수할 수 없어. 확실한 거겠지? 우리가 진짜 죽으면 별로 기분이 좋지 않을 것 같은데. 이 지옥에서 나갈 수 있다면요.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough fine? Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
유령?
You're on a path. You're here to...
어?
She won't.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. The blade, it feels like I've been saying.
그냥 지하실에 들어가 볼까? 유령이라는데 근데? 그냥 가봐야지. 궁금하니까.
The door to the basement groans open. The room below, nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
아 무서운 거 있을 것 같아.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body.
죽어 있는데요
lying
이미?
on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous
비상! 이건 죽일 수도 없는데!
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Oh, wow. How
비상이다 비상!
absolutely
얜
terrifying.
퇴마해야 되나?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller.
아,
I was hoping
내가 저번에
to see
죽여서
you
그렇네.
again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers
Yo.
across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
내가 찌른 부분이
Her
남아있어.
touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there.
원한다면
We could
붙여서 다시
probably
죽일 수
grab her
있대.
and kill
이걸
her
어떻게
again.
죽여?
If we wanted to.
잠시 상황을 지켜본다.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore.
어, 맞아.
So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg, because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
널 죽였을 텐데 왜 살아있지? 왜 되살아나는지 알고 있어? 피해자 연기 그만해. 지난번 널 죽여서 미안해. 내가 죽길 원해? 어떤 선택지를 할까? 컨셉 지키기와 사과? 근데 선택지가 진짜 많다 이게. 좋아, 더 이상 할 얘기는 없군. 단검을 가져오지. 단검을 가져온다. 넌 죽었잖아. 할 수 있는 거 별로 없겠네. 난 갈게. 아 근데 궁금한 게 너무 많은데 이거 세이브 한 번만 더 해볼게요. 널 죽였을 텐데 왜 아직도 살아있지? 좋아, 할 얘기는 없다.
Excellent idea. I'm glad to hear that you're finally seeing reason.
You're...
Oh?
You're...
Oh, she's upset, isn't she?
You're going to try and kill me?
It would seem so, yeah.
왜 이런 반응이야?
After everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do more? But then you either kill me and I get even fuzzier or you don't, and then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever. There's nothing I could do. I'm just going to go on and on and on, lonely and sad and...
내가 사과할 거라 생각했나 본데 오히려?
No! No! Not that!
She's about to try something. Get ready. The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh
잘못 고른 것
echoing in your
같아요.
ears.
Oh,
You turn
sorry.
and face her as she hovers between you
I'm
and the
sorry.
stairs. Spectral
고멘
tears streak
나살.
down her cheeks as she
아 왜
places a
그래요?
translucent
왜
hand on your chest.
울어요? 미안하게 내가 쓰레기 된 거 같잖아.
Why do I feel so sad? Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
아, 내가 쓰레기 된 것 같잖아.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
개소리 하지 마.
Tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
But I guess you've turned
아니야.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens. Are you sure about
에?
that?
뭐야, 허접. 못 죽이면서 괜히. 야, 단검 가져와.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
아, 듣다 보니까 씨. 빗나갔나 봐.
No.
어.
You can't be sure
죄송해요,
if you
죄송해요,
first hear
죄송해요.
or feel what
내
happens
진짜
next.
잘못했어.
But it is only
아, 진짜. 아,
the
진짜.
squelching of organs, the rending of tissue,
미안합니다.
pain.
I'm done past you.
미안합니다.
I'm taking everything I owed, starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. Pity we don't have a weapon. Your
Oh,
last moments are spent a helpless witness as she rips her hand from your chest, holding your still beating heart in her. But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
She crushes it, blood and ruined vascular tissue leaking from between her fingers, dribbling
근데
unceremoniously.
저기서 잘 했으면
Everything goes
망령됐네. 저기서 잘 했으면 받아줬을까?
in the wood. And here we go again. The decks. Come on.
조금
That's
넘겨보면서
ridiculous, I
할게요.
think. Wasn't that okay? Nobody. Well, we killed her. And why? Because you decided. That doesn't sound like me. The ending. Well, of course we weren't happy. It was boring. It was bullshit. So you killed yourself. Yes. And then she killed us. Even though she was already dead. This is all fake. Okay, let's try to get back on track. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something.
우리가 왜 널 도와야 돼? 다시 가둬버릴
Tell you
거잖아.
what, I won't do that.
구라치네.
Promise. Oh yeah, sure. That, I mean, he did promise. And you believed him.
쟤도 못 믿겠어. 넌 다른 로프에서 만났던 해설자와 똑같은 존재야? 받아들이는 게
If I had
빠르네.
to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. That's a hedge, not a wager. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe they've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences.
우리가 오두막에 가자면 무슨 일이 일어나?
Then she finds a way out on her own. Ugh, of course she does. So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. No, it's strictly worse. But she can't kill us out here, because it's cowardly for starters. The only solution worth considering is slaying her.
죽여도 근데 해결이 안 됐으니까 이러지.
Since when is there a wrong way to slay her? I'm sick of him.
우린 공주를 죽였고 죽임을 당했어. 둘 다 잘 풀리진 않았지.
You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is know that there is always a choice. How convenient, everything always comes back to what you want us to do. On second thought,
오두막
continue
가보자.
down the path to
망령 궁금하다잉.
the more what
가볼게.
the interior of the cabin is long
Wow.
and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. The only furniture of note is what's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror?
미라.
No, there isn't a mirror. Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose. the
단검
only way
없이
to do
그냥
this
가야
is
되나 봐. 그 거울 때문에 뒤쪽이 보이잖아. 뒤에 뭐가
If
있지?
you're asking what's at the end of the hallway, it's the way to the
지하실
basement.
있구만.
The way to the basement. No, I didn't say door. Because there
있구만
isn't a
있대.
door. It's just. What are the odds she's waiting for us, right? Let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess.
깜놀
Can't see
없나
the
보다.
mirror. The
웃기.
knife is gone. Nobody is calling the shots. That's how reality works.
거울에 당한.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you.
깍둑도 있는 거 아니야
Your
이거?
fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You come always
이렇게 한 발자국 가니까 이거 또 거짓말 치고 있는 것 같아.
Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge.
빨리
We
가봐.
don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. Here we go. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse. And you're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
나 근데 생긴 게 완전 나
Her hand grips your
괴물인데?
leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear.
그치, 완전 괴물인데요?
Many long and
But do you know how I feel?
얘 용서하려고 했었대. 그때 사과할 걸 그냥.
I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going
내
to
몸을
take your body,
차지한다고?
and I'm going to walk it out of here.
어.
And you get to watch me do it.
I say we let her do it. It's something different. Do we even have a choice? You always have a choice. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade? Well, unless you have any specific ideas. I think my vote's the only.
이제 공평하잖아. 나도 널 죽였고 너도 날 죽였지. 지나간 일인 걸로 할까? 난 널 해치고 싶지 않았어. 내가 어쩌다 여기 온 건지도 몰라. 꼭 내 몸을 뺏어야 돼?
I don't think you get the magnitude of hatred that sits between us.
어허.
You've broken more
근데 너도
trust than I
뒤통수
thought I
쳤었잖아.
had.
기억 안 나니?
Oh, we're past the point of compromise. I'm taking your body.
너도 뒤통수
There's nothing you can do to
쳤잖아.
stop me.
강제로 내 몸을 뺏으면 나와 다를 거 없잖아. 악당이 되지 않아도 돼. 착한 척하자.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Evil is all about perspective. After all you've done, why would I ever care about what you think of me?
가스라이팅해 빨리. 안 돼! 안 돼!
Chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
안 돼!
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions, her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours.
야,
her neck
매워.
cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure
여기서
you can't do
갑자기
anything
기습
about
뽀뽀하면
this?
생각이
Probably
바뀌지 않을까? 에?
manifest a rock right on top of her head
사실은 와타시를?
and crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the
당신들은 공주를
princess.
구출하고 싶은 거 아니었나?
Not like this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade.
오우.
Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up. Are you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull.
뺏겼나 봐.
Her voice is all so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
일어났나?
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. There's another option, you know. Don't.
지금 몇 명이야 내
Evil.
머릿속에.
Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's. Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door.
오두막을 떠난다. 심연 속에 몸을 던진다. 둘 다 궁금한 게 너무 많은데? 오두막을 떠나면 어떻게 될까요?
You toss the last of your will aside and surrender. Shit. I guess that's that. An end is an end. Let's see what it has in store for us.
이게 뭔?
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your jaw.
무서워!
But despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting
나갈
any
수가
closer.
없나?
If anything, please just let her out. It's pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met. No, screw that. The whole way gets
근데
even
못
longer.
나가네. 근데 바로 또 이동이 됐어요?
It really is. Isn't saying all of this his job?
가버렸나
He
봐.
really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
그냥 가버린
This is
거야?
it then. The big moment. I just hope it's a way out.
나가면 뭐가 달라지는 거죠? 여기는 똑같은 곳인데? 네? 당신이 오두막 바깥으로 발을 뻗자 또 다른 극심한 통증이 느껴진다.
We're us again. How interesting. We actually won, didn't we?
아유, 얘도 가겠네 그럼. 그러네, 쟤도 가네.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. This going to ignore the cowards.
거울에 비친 나를 바라본다. 에? 당신은 해체되었다? 당신은 또다시 정막에 와 있다. 오두막에 와 있다.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet.
바깥 세상엔 사람들이 있을까?
It doesn't matter if there are.
넌 우리가 실제로 존재한다 생각해? 네가 깨어나면 무슨 일이 일어나지?
If I did, I would already be awake.
이 그릇에 대해 어떻게 생각해?
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
그는 내가 너를 죽이기 위해 너에게도 해설자가 있어? 그릇들에게도 해설자가 있는 거야?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
글을 찾아낼 때 글을 어떻게 하고 싶은지 잘 모르겠어.
There's no need for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If you find him, remember that I'll be waiting for you on the other side.
그릇을 얼마나 더 가져와?
One.
하나?
Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me.
이번이 마지막이라면 내가 가져다줬다는 그릇이 있어?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the
네가 완성되기 전에 이번이 마지막이라면 난 돌아가지 않겠어. 여기 있을 거야. 이럼 어떻게 되나?
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need.
오. 이렇게 되는구나.
Then I will be here.
좋아요. 공주와
You're
영.
on a path. You're here.
이번에는 돌아서서 떠나볼까 그냥? 오두막을 굳이 가지 말고 떠나는 방법도 있기는 하거든요.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do
안
you
해.
even know where you're going?
네 얼굴. 알았어, 끈질기네. 공주를 죽이면 되는 거지. 공주와 대화해보자. 그래, 길을 알아. 아니, 네가 가라는 곳엔 가지 않아. 난 세상이 끝나도 상관이 없어. 조용히. 멋있으니까 그게.
I suppose you just
그게
quietly
멋있으니까.
continue down the path
아니,
away from the cabin.
말하지 않아.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
annoying.
That's strange.
에?
It looks like
아,
this
이게
path
뭐야?
also leads to the cabin.
돌아서서 다시 떠난다.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
상관없어. 공주를 해치고 싶지 않아. 조용히 돌아선다.
Your silence is deafening.
마치 여러 세계를 겪은 듯한 주인공처럼 굴어.
But
공주를
fine.
구하기 위한.
Turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're a...
어차피 소용없는 거지. 그럼 다른 방향으로 가지 뭐.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now, and here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange
소리가
starts to
좀
happen.
변했다?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you
이거
back to
해설자가
where you
문제
need to
같은데
be.
그냥?
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear
옛날부터
around you.
이런 건
You're just going
나레이터가
to do
조금
whatever you can to shirk
흑막이었어.
your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
에? 낯선 존재?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
조용히 오두막에 간다. 숲속에 머무른다 영원히. 이것도 완전히 무시하는 게 있고 중간에 가서 공주를 보는 것도 있긴 하네요. 영원히 한번 머물러 볼까?
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
너까지 그런다고? 킹츠만 나 더 이상 널 해치고 싶지 않아.
A warning before
와,
you go.
진격의 거인이다.
She will lie, she will cheat.
조용히 해.
Let's.
안 들을
Cabin
거야.
interior is wrong.
뭔가
A
좀
confusing
으깨졌다.
patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. The only furniture of note is a plain table. The blade.
아니,
If you want
가져가지
to know,
않아.
I've already, you can't listen to me. And if you're nothing,
조용히
just
해.
speak out. I'm not going to stop doing my job. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under what you're saying. Okay, good.
거울에 한번 가볼까?
What do you?
You reach forward,
없네.
but there, and now it's gone.
거울은
You
왜
know that
자꾸
taking
나오는
the mirror
걸까?
away from
그냥
us isn't
지하실
going
갈
to
거야
change
나.
things, right? We'll find it again. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from
약간 맵이
unidentifiable
꼬였는데.
materials. Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere. The air here
오히려
has a
그러니까 공주가 안 보여서 다행인 걸까
sludge-like
이거?
miasma to it. The kind of indiscernible quality
모든
that comes from
냄새가
the blending
섞였대.
together of every scent there is at once. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and
불쾌한 덩어리
personality
같은
drags up the
목소리가 계단을
stairs.
타고 오는데.
Hi. What are you doing here?
좀 섞여 있다.
Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
왼쪽 거친 계단을 선택한다. 중앙. 그리고 부드러운 계단이 있어. 근데 당연히 부드러운 게 난 좋은걸? 중앙도 궁금하고 부드러운 게 궁금한데 왠지 왼쪽은 가서는 안 될 것 같습니다. 부드러운 걸로 가보자. 폭신폭신.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs
털계단.
almost seem to cradle you as you make your way, but the further you go, the deeper you sink in.
에?
First, it's like a
가면 안
lovely plush
됐던 건가?
carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance
생긴 게
at all.
이상한데?
But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to it's slow going. But you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort
아,
and
중앙
nothingness.
계단을 갔어야
The very
됐을까?
struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Are you okay?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over.
갑자기.
Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches
갑자기
you
정신을
impatiently
차렸네.
from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? You're here to... He's just being a mess, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you.
미안, 내가 여기 있는지 몰랐어.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The shadows recede,
오.
revealing the princess's face. She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange. So, why are you here?
어라, 좀
As the
깨지는데요?
princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her,
공주가 두 명? 오히려 좋아.
we can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever... Ooh, new plan! Let's see if we can make even more of her.
네가 늘어났는데? 이곳으로 내려오는 길은 이상했어. 내가 찢어졌다 다시 못한 느낌이야. 무슨 일이 있었던 건지 알아?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too.
얘도 그렇게
It's
느끼는구나.
so terrifying down here. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
목소리가 다른데? 근데 여러분 이게 누를 때 세 가지를 동시에 누르는데? 네가 늘어났는데? 잠깐 세이브 한번 해보자.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here.
이름이 뭐지? 널 풀어주겠어. 이름이
You
뭐야?
can call me Princess. Princess. You can address me as...
내가 다 들었던 거다
They have
이거.
names. How astute.
풀어주겠어.
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
눌러보자.
Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this...
이게 뭐야?
We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
이게 뭐야?
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
괜찮을 거야. 최선을 다해볼게. 널 고치면 안 될 거든 싫어. 오! 가져갔다.
She's gone. And there's...
이제 어떻게 되는 거지?
Yeah, don't...
당신은 아무것도 아니다? 하지만 아무것도 아닐 리가 없다. 다시 집중해서 본다. 그러자 보이기 시작한다.
I
이건
think
뭐야?
you know what I am.
에? 네가 해설자군. 영영 못 보는 건가 생각하고 있었어. 오.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade.
잠깐만, 묻고 싶은 게 너무 많은데?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
공주는 무엇이지? 잠깐만 기다려봐. 어떤 걸 질문해볼까? 궁금한 거. 공주가 뭔지 궁금해.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
내가 그녀를 파괴한다면 난 혼자가 되는 거야? 왜 내가 변화의 개념을 파괴하길 원하는 거야? 너무 다 궁금한데? 난 뭐지?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
난 혼자가 되는
Yes,
거
you
아니야?
will, but it will all be worth it.
우리에 대해 알고 있는 사람은 있어?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them?
신이라 역시 난 특별했어. 널 파괴하고 싶지 않아. 질문을 멈추면 되는 거야?
We've already crossed the point of no return.
그냥 없어지는 거구나. 난 구원받는
The
기분이었어.
inevitability of death is torture.
상황이
Of course
악화되는
it
거
could be
아니야?
worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world and I did what I could to make it real.
넌 내 일부야? 다른 존재야?
No, I am not a part of you. From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action.
네 시간이 다 온 것 같군. 그녀를 죽이지 않을 거야. 편히 눈 감아 그녀를 파괴할게. 어렵다. 이렇게 얘기하면 어떻게 될까?
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away.
유리 파편에 깨지자 새로운 깨달음을 얻는다. 해설자의 말대로 당신은 정막이다. 새로 태동하기 시작한 무한한 심. 그리고 이제 깨어날 시간이다. 마지막 그릇이 없다. 아무것도 보이지 않는다.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
나도 네가 그리웠어. 그녀가 무한한 미소로 답한다. 메아리에 대해 알아?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him.
그게 무슨 의미인지 모르겠어.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
무슨 일이 일어나지?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
아직 해결하지 못한 이야기가 많아. 정말 그대로 떠내도 되는 거야? 이 모든 것에 대한 할 말 없어? 왜 나만 책임을 지는 거야? 대화로 해결해보자. 아직 묻고 싶은 게 많아.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp it, but violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
아니지?
Masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
그때 널 이해하지 못했지만 이제 이해할 것 같아. 넌 고통스러워 보여서 내가 저지른 듯 사과할게. 하지만 그럴 수밖에 없었어. 나는 폭력은 상대하지 않아. 그때 널 이해하지 못했지만 지금도 이해 못할 것 같아. 사과하자 일단.
I saw with a single pair of eyes what I needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes. And all of them opening to what we are.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. You did not resist my violence when I overcame you. Did you understand the flesh wasn't you? Or did you choose to gift yourself to someone what she hated you? To fear me is to fear losing the flesh. The flesh is not the spirit.
이거 어플을 다 봤는데? 난 두려움 때문에 널 도왔어. 이제 네가 두렵지 않아. 널 풀어줄 수 있어. 기뻤어. 착한 척하자 계속.
Then set me free again. Set both of us free.
준비됐어. 싸움을 일찍 끝내고 항복한다. 네가 나의 관점에서 바라보기 전까지 나와 떠나지 않을 거야? 아이씨, 뭐 눌러야 돼? 너무 어렵다. 너무 어려워. 아니.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
좀만 더 봐봐. 오 쉣.
And a trick behind mine.
아니 근데 나 착한 거 하나 했었어.
Forever. I know to change.
착한 거 한 번 했었어.
To rise above.
시간이 있었다면 우리 더 나아질 수 있었어.
And there is always time.
그래 이 공주.
And another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
침묵을 유지한다. 위에 있어. 우리 싸움을 계속할 필요가 없어. 너와 함께 떠날게. 어떻게 하는 건진 모르겠지만 이걸로 한번 가볼까?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words.
어차피
The
세이브
final
있으니까
peace lies with you.
자신을 해방시킨다. 당신은 당신의 내면으로 떨어진다. 고대 생명체의 몸이 동면에서 깨어나고 당신은 한때 느끼지 못했던 감각을 느낀다. 그녀를 제외한 이곳이 모든 것이 당신이다. 당신은 구성체가 당신에게 좁혀오는 것을 느낀다. 당신의 무한한 몸을 유연하게 만들려 하고 있다. 그러나 밀어낼 수 없다.
I love you.
일순간 밀리지 않던 장벽이 한꺼번에 부서진다. 오? 당신은 자유롭다. 그녀도 함께한다.
It's magnificent.
이 절대적인 현실을 표현할 단어도 생각도 존재하지 않는다. 이제 무슨 일이 생기지?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
당신과 그녀는 수천 번의 밤과 수천 번의 낮을 향해 걸어간다. 당신의 본질은 갈등을 품고 있지만 둘은 결코 떨어지지 않을 것이다. 두려움을 모른 채 살아갈 것이다. 당신과 공주는 마침내 집에 도착했다. 좀 어려운데? 게임? 뭔가 이거 선택지를 거의 다 봐야 될 것 같은, 좀 여러 번 해야 할 것 같은 게임이랄까. 이거는 뭐야 씨. 근데 마우스도 생각해보니까 남주 그거네. 잠시만, 이거 스팀 상점 페이지 한번 가볼까? 뭔가 후기를 봐야 할 것 같아. 당신의 목표는 공주를 처치하는 것입니다. 그녀의 거짓말을 믿지 마세요. 그 많던 공주는 다 어디로 사라졌는가? 왜 안 봐져? 오케이. 저는 그녀와 칼을 서로 맞대는 사이였는데 끝나는 사랑을 말하고 있어요. 왜죠? 이게 순애고 사랑이지? 뭔가 조금 더 해봐야 하는 건가, 이거는?
GCL이라고 게임 스토리 정리하시는 유튜버분 계신데 그분이 최근 이 게임 잘 정리해 놓았어요.
뭔가 이 게임은 좀 더 해봐야 알 수 있을 것 같아. 작은 엔딩 5개 조합해서 하는 건데 놀랍게도 순회 루트 단 한 번도 안 타심. 에? 진짜 순회 루트가 있단 말이야? 정말? 나 순회 루트가 0개인 거야? 뭐? 아 진짜? 왜? 근데 내가 한 것이 순회일 수도 있잖아. 아닌가?
아직 안 보신 게 있긴 하네요. 다 보려면 시간 엄청 걸릴 것 같은데.
약간 그런 거구나. 그런 거를 봐야 그런 걸 봐야 하나 보다. 그치. 좀 특정 선택지들을 더 봐야 하는 것 같아. 놓친 게 좀 있나 봅니다, 제가. 오케이. 일단 여기까지만 할까요? 저는 대충 여기까지만 하도록 하겠습니다. 오, 이런 식으로 변하는 거였구나. 재밌었습니다. 무섭구만.